Welcome, Dr. Linda Mason, the past president of the American Society of Anesthesiologists. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. Pleasure to be
here. And for those of us who may not know you as well, can you please give us a brief summary of yourself?
Okay. Well, I am the past president of the American Society of Anesthesiologists 2019. I was the first pediatric anesthesiologist that was board certified in pediatric anesthesiology to be president of the ASA. So I'm very proud of that. And I was the third woman in 105 years. But we're changing that. Things are moving forward now. We had 3 women in a row now, so we're trying to catch up. I am professor of anesthesiology and pediatrics at Loma Linda University Medical Center, where I've been for practically all my career after I finished my fellowship at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And we have an accredited fellowship program, so I have 3 fellows each year. And I also was very actively involved in the California Society of Anesthesiologists, being the president from 2004 to 2005. So that's a brief overview of some of the things that I've done within the professional societies, and I think we'll explore more as we go through the interview.
Yeah. So, as we know, the fields of anesthesia is demanding of our time, and stress can be stressful. So how do you manage stress, and any strategies that you recommend or that have worked for you?
Well, I am in a little bit different situation than some people are that were in the role that I'm in. I think you've talked to some of the other former presidents of the ASA. I'm married to a neurosurgeon, but we don't have any children. And so I think what's really hard for a lot of women to move up are those childbearing years. That they can get enough time to spend with their family and do the things they need to do professionally. And that has been a big problem for women. And then if they do step back a little bit, when they come back in, sometimes they've hit the glass ceiling and, everybody else has passed them by. I think that's getting a little bit better. I think people are realizing that you don't have to quit your career and move out when you have a family. And even if you do move back a little bit, you can move back into the role, and people are going to see you not as just someone that comes in and is not an integral part of the department. So that's one of the things. I didn't have that stress, but I did have career stress with everybody, the long days, the difficult cases. My husband is in a very high stress field too, and trying to juggle our schedules wasn't easy. But like I said, when you've got someone that's supportive of you in what you're doing, that really does help and take the stress off. You don't know how many times, Allison, I've called him and said, I'm stuck in Denver. Can you get me from LAX? I'm stuck in Houston. Can you pick me up in Orange County? I mean, it's a team effort, and the family support is very important, I think, to take off a lot of the stress. If I were worried that when he called me, I called him, he would say, oh, not again, never once. I'll do my best. And he had to juggle call around. We're all in that situation.
Yeah.
That decreases my stress a lot. The other thing is, I think if you love what you're doing, it makes a lot of difference. If you feel it's a burden to do things, it makes it a lot more stressful. Not that we can always love every minute of the day when we're taking care of patients or traveling, but that does take a lot of the stress off. Like I said, I knew that when I took this job, I was going to have to travel from a place that wasn't convenient. But I loved what I was doing so much that it did make a difference. And I think the personal support is very, very important, whether it's your spouse, whether it's the rest of your family, whether it's a friend, whoever it is, that really makes a difference. And the people you work with. I really enjoyed the people I met at the ASA, the other women. We could talk about things. We could go out to dinner. We could have a nice discussion. It's a little bit different than this discussion you might have in a group, whether it's males and females. And I think those people were really, really supportive and gave us a chance to just talk about problems or talk about things that were not so easy and try to come to some kind of a consensus. Even if we don't, at least we talk to someone about it. It helped. So I think those are some of the important things that were stress relievers for me. Also, my husband and I love to travel. So when we would travel, I would just get away from it at that time. And it gave me a chance to move in a different venue and enjoy being away from the day-by-day work. I will say, with your ASA president, it's pretty hard to get away from that. But before then, it was okay. We could go away. So I think everybody has, some people exercise, some people, just do other creative things.
Yeah.
And I think it just depends on what makes you feel relaxed and what you can enjoy doing. But I do agree with you. Don't give up your personal self.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, you'll regret it. There's more to life than profession.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to step back and say, I need to take a break here. I need to do this, that. I need to do it for my family. I need to do it for myself. Because in the long run, like my husband said, after all this is done, all your being ASA president, all your things you did with academic medicine, it'll be you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And the bond with whomever you're with, you need to keep strong, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Because the stresses can take tolls on relationships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, this is important that you mentioned this, and actually, some other women have mentioned this as well. That their spouse has been very supportive of them, and that's what really has helped them, allow them to participate in the extent that they've been able to, and also help with stressful situations.
Someone you can talk to.
Someone you can talk to.
Oh, you're right. It's really has to be people working together.
I was lucky to find my husband who is so supportive, and I think that is really important, actually, when you're meeting and looking for a life partner.
I agree with you. Luckily, it sounds like we hit the jackpot.
Yes.
You have too. And I think that those things really make a huge difference in your peace of mind, your career, and your future, after this is all over.
Yes. 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 Yeah, it's true. So true. Any parting words of wisdom or encouragement to women in anesthesiology?
Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you what I feel. First of all, be passionate about what you're doing. Be happy with what you've chosen and do your best because you enjoy it. That comes across a lot in your interaction with people. So that's so important. The other thing is, we mentioned already, be a good listener. Mm-hmm. I think another thing is try to, when the door opens, move through it. Mm-hmm. You've got to really think that this may be the chance. And sometimes it doesn't come at the right time as you expected, but be ready to change course if you need to. Mm-hmm. And that is something that I think is very important. That a lot of people don't think, well, I'm going this way. Oh, no, this is not the right time for me to do that. Well, sometimes really evaluate it, and it is. And the other thing is, don't give up. If you run for an office and you lose, it's not the end of the world. There may come another chance. When I ran in 2009, one of my good friends and mentors said, Linda, if you lose, be gracious, because there may be another time. Naturally, you don't want to lose, but there may be another time. And people are looking at how you react to good things and to bad things. Mm-hmm. And like Winston Churchill said, success means going from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Don't give up. Mm-hmm. If this is something you want to do, if one door opens, go through it. If a door closes, there may be another one that's opening. Mm-hmm. It's an exciting time for women in anesthesiology. And I think it's our moment. I think we are the future for the next generation of women coming. They're going to have it easier than we did. But we are going to work together to make this a specialty that is gender, racial, diverse, and also supportive of roles. That someone doesn't have to fit into a role. If they need to take time off and come back, let's support it. Let's give them what they need to succeed. And that would be the most important thing I would say, because I think women need to support women. And sometimes that isn't always true, but I think we're understanding now how important it is. And also look for male mentors. Mm-hmm. Most of my mentors were male because I grew up in anesthesiology in the time. That's who were chairs, that's who were there. But we do have more to choose from now. So follow your dreams, be passionate and enjoy what you do.
Thank you. It's such a wonderful message, and such wonderful words of advice that you've given us today. Thank you so much for your time.